What's up guys, it's Apollo Uchiha here and welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with a new story. The name of this story is What If Naruto Became One of the Most Rich and Elite in Whole Elemental Nation. And yeah guys, it is an unscripted story and my own idea. Now before continuing this, yes, this will be a Naruto civilian story, and he also will be quite rich and a little bit greedy. And this will be also Konoha bashing. Just a disclaimer here. And moving onwards, as for why I'm making Konoha bashing stories, I mean the day before yesterday I made two of them on both of my channels. The thing is that I'm currently enjoying this genre. I don't know why. I think I have phases. I mean, at one point I enjoyed making Percy Jackson stories, so I made one. A lot of them. Now I'm enjoying these ones. So yeah, I'm gonna focus on these, I guess. If you have any suggestions regarding the story ideas, you can leave them, as well as the series one as well, because you know what? I have thought about it. I mean, after making two videos, I have a little bit of time to, write down a bit of story on my cell phone. So yeah, I'm gonna do that now. And yeah, I know it will hurt my thumbs like hell, but yeah, for you guys, I can do that. So once the story is finished, or at least one or two parts are written, I will record them and upload them on the third channel soon enough. Hopefully by the 1st of December this year. Anyways, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel, and follow me on my Meta What If channel as well. And by the way, stay tuned for a story there as well. And without any further ado, let's begin with our today's story. Our story begins 5 years after the Kyuubi attack in Konoha Gakure no Sato. As we go towards the shady area of Konoha, where a few apartment complexes were also built, and one such apartment complex, which consisted of 4 to 5 apartments, rundown ones, we see outside of one was standing a child with blonde hair and blue eyes and tan skin, and a man wearing a white robe, holding onto his hand. Well, son, this is the apartment that Konoha has allotted you. You will be given a staple each and every month, from which you will be buying your food and all the necessities you need. Hi. As after that we see Naruto and the said man went inside. As soon as they did, Naruto then asked the most important question. Nay, Gigi, what is it, Naruto? I I want to ask you something. What is it? That man that was in the council. You mean the daimyo? Yes. Why was everyone respecting him and giving him attention? Well, a daimyo is someone who is, well, helping out Konoha, and he's also ruling over the land of fire. He is one of the elites of Konoha and maybe the elemental nation. Elite? What are those? Those are the people, Naruto, on the very top. Even if the people down below them hate them, they have no choice but to respect them and fear them because they hold the most power. Are they the strongest shinobis? No, Naruto. They're not a shinobi or any of sort. They can hire or buy villages worth of shinobis to protect them, but they themselves don't ever lift a kunai. But why? How can they be feared if they're civilians? Because of the power they hold, because of the wealth they hold. That is why they are feared, Naruto. I see. As after that we see, Hiruzen then said, well, focus on your studies, Naruto, and become quite proficient enough so that you can join the Shinobi Academy, because the tests will be coming up in within 3 years or so on. Hi. As after that Hiruzen left, we see that Naruto was left to his own thought. He wanted to become someone who will be respected, because he knew he was kicked out of orphanage and has been living, trying his best to survive in the streets. He always has been able to see one thing while on the streets, scraping for food, that the people respected those who were above them, either with fear or because of the wealth they held. And Naruto wanted that, because he realized Hiruzen was respected because of his position as the Kage, not because he was the strongest of the shinobis, because there were a lot of people who were stronger than him, but at a lower position. Naruto wanted to achieve a higher position. He wanted to become an elite, not just any other level of shinobi or whatnot. Naruto knew that after becoming an elite, and only then he will be respected, feared, not by only Konoha, but by the rest of the elemental nation as well. But he did not know where to begin, how to begin. Unbeknownst to him, one being was taking great and keen interest into his thoughts, one being that has been with him since birth. Kyubi no Yoko itself. The being who has lived since the age of shinobi itself, even before it, some might say. And it has been taking a keen interest in Naruto's mindset quite recently because instead of focusing on becoming a shinobi and blaming him like the others did, he was thinking along the lines of how to hustle, how to grow, and how to become an elite. Not through force, but by climbing the power level in the shinobi system without the hard work like the elite like to do. And Kyubi, who has been living for thousands of years and have seen human civilization rise, had an idea how to help. As in the same night Naruto went to sleep, we see that inside his mindscape, Naruto found himself in front of a huge cage, behind which two eyes that were big and red with slits in them with a bored expression were looking at him. Who are you? I am the Kyubi no Yoko. What? But the fourth Hokage. It was lied to. If you don't believe me, try to rip that seal a little bit, and the fourth will appear in front of you. As Naruto was taken aback, what? What are you talking about? Just do as I say, kid. I will even help you. As a huge palm then came out, on which Naruto climbed onto, quite hesitantly, and then he was brought to the seal. Just a little piece. Try to rip it. And so Naruto did. As soon as he did, a hand materialized, stopping him. What are you doing, Naruto? Why are you here so young? As the Biju said, the fourth Hokage was there in front of him. As Naruto was shocked. Fourth Hokage? You really are here? Where are we? Am I dead? Did they get me? What are you talking about, son? Son, what do you mean? I am your father. Don't you know that? Asked Minato. They have lied to him, Minato. Spoke the Kiwi. What? Hiruzen hasn't revealed him the truth and feeded him a lie that he's an orphan. I mean, technically he is, but he was told that he was since the 4th grade Shinobi War, and you died as a shinobi. Oh, Kushina isn't gonna like this. Of course I'm not gonna like this. As that is when we see Kushina materialized as well, as she grabbed Naruto and gave him a tight hug. As after that Naruto's eyes widened, as Kyubi then told him, these are your parents, kid, and this is not a genjutsu if you think it is. What's that? I forgot that I'm not speaking to a shinobi. You're just a kid. These are your real parents. And they hold a key. The key that will unlock me. Why would I give it to you or Naruto? Because I want to help your kid. Why would you want that? Said Kushina. Think about this, Kushina. Your son has been just given a thought that has changed his thought process entirely by Hiruzen Sarutobi. What do you mean? All his life he was being taught your stories and tales unbeknownst to him in order to follow your footsteps. But he now has been given a choice, a chance to step away from the set destiny that was placed on him and create his own path. A path to power and to great wealth. And to live a luxurious life. That is what you want from your child, right? A peaceful life and a luxurious one. To be honest, it doesn't sound that bad, said Minato. But why should we trust you? I have the only person in this room who has lived throughout the entirety of the elemental nation. I, with my own eyes, have seen the elemental nation rise and have been monitoring it closely to be able to gain the secrets. I even know the secrets that the elemental nation currently doesn't even is aware of. But why do you want to help my child? Firstly, because he has broken the cycle of the Jinchurikis. He doesn't want to become a shinobi in the first place, which will be the trigger event that he won't ask for my help or even know that I exist within him. Even if he does, he wouldn't care. And that in itself says a lot, because he wants to become an elite of not only Konoha, but of the shinobi world, the whole of the elemental nation. And I'm aiming to help him. And that will be only possible because of you two. That is why, after studying him for a few weeks, I have brought him here and given him a choice. We're gonna leave our child in your hands, Kyubi-san. I know what I did is wrong. How my wife treated you is wrong. But please, to not take or vent out our rage that you hold against us and my home on our son. I'm not petty like you. I may be a demon considered by you, but even demon, as say, has morals. As after that we see the seal was opened, and as soon as it did, QB then said, now the first thing he will need is quite a lot of money. So what better way than to feed some of her lies to Hiruzen himself, who has been feeding some to the child. As after that we see, QB requested Naruto to switch bodies with him. In the next day, inside the Hokage office, we see Hiruzen and Sarutobi was working. As Naruto arrived there, I wish to speak with you, Hiruzen Sarutobi. Are you okay, Naruto? Yes, I am fine. Just aware of how you have been lying to me. What do you mean by that, son? Last night I was able to stumble upon it in my mindscape in front of the cage in which the QB was sealed in. As Hiruzen stood up, I see. What did the QB say? Obviously it tried to control me into breaking the seal, and once I was close, I met them. Who? The fourth Hokage and Kushina Uzumaki. My parents. Oh, and they stopped you? Yes. But they told me everything. They have seen everything. Of how you lied, of how the people tried to dissolve my heritage in amongst their own clans. Naruto, they didn't try to do anything. They did. I remember them. Everything they have heard through my ears. I remember everything. I want my heritage, Hiruzen Sarutobi. I'm not gonna trust you anymore, or anyone in Konoha. I want my heritage and I'll be gone. You can't leave. Under the Clan Act, as the Uzumaki clan head and a daimyo of Uchiha Gakure, I am more than entitled to leave. Who will trust you? I will go to the daimyo person. His wife is an Uzumaki, I heard. And last time I heard, my father was a great friend of his. What do you think will happen? Fine. And so, Naruto's heritage was given, and soon enough it was revealed to the whole village, and then Naruto announced in front of the whole council and the village, people of Konoha and the council of Konoha and the Hokage. I have been lied to for the 5 years of my life, and not only that, I have been aware of everything, of why you hate me and why my parents did what it did. And you people are the perfect definition of biting the hand that feed you. My father feeded you your freedom, your your lives, and what did you do? The only request that he made was for me to live a normal life, and yet you took it away from him. But now that I am aware of what you have done, I hereby seize every asset of the Uzumaki Namikaze clan, all the way from the seals to the minute details, and strip Konoha from our alliance, and after that I will be leaving this place. As everyone was gasping, as more than 20% of Konoha's populace now had to give up on their land, which was now given to Naruto in the form of payment, as after that Naruto then went to Daimyo, who arrived and took Naruto with him to the land of fire. As Konoha tried their best to stop him or restrain him, but they couldn't because the Daimyo was now involved. They had to obey his law, the one person who even the Kages answer to. As after arriving here, we see Kyuubi was teaching Naruto from within while also making sure that his body was being controlled. As he then said, what are you gonna do now, Naruto-san, now that you're free? I will live here, buying a piece of land, and the money that I have received I will use as an investment later on. I can help you invest, you know. I will, but for later on. As of now, I need to rest, if that is okay with you, Daime-sama. That is more than fine. As now we see, back inside the new home that Kyuubi has bought under Naruto's name, the Uzumaki land was registered. As soon enough, Naruto was being taught under him, and for the next 5 years, minor investments such as restaurants as well as a few businesses were bought by Naruto's money that he had received after winning a lawsuit against Konoha and invested in Land of Fire. As Naruto was earning a steady income while being taught by the best of the best, which was his own parents and even the Kyuubi. Naruto had learned minute shinobi arts such as taijutsu as well as ninjutsu in order to protect himself, as well as kenjutsu and fuinjutsu. But the more focus was on the Kyuubi's teaching that he has been able to see and monitor. and was able to teach in his own unique way to Naruto. As now we see, Naruto reached finally at the age of 13. Konoha situation has wavered quite a lot because turns out there has been a new revolution in the whole elemental nation, and the shinobi nations were growing obsolete. People, civilians were able to do tasks that the shinobis held as B or A rank one. Only the S and A rank ones were the tasks that were left for them, either killing or cleaning out, while the transportation jobs and all those were now handed over to a new company that has risen, N.Co. Nobody knew who it was or who was behind that company, but it was one thing that was for sure: it was challenging their very existence. The already unsteady income that was going their way was now being taken by a large margin to them by this company. As now we see, not only in Konoha, this company was now incorporated by the other daimyos into their lands as well, causing other villages to also grow waver. So much so that now we see a Kage summit was called, in which it was in Sarutobi, Oniki, A, Mate Rumi, and in the end, finally, now we see Suna Kage Rasa was seated. Today we are all here, gentlemen, in order to discuss about a common threat that has made itself known for quite a while and has been the bane of our existence, economical one at least. N.co, right? Yes. This corporation or whatever it is works as a security company, giving assurances as well as insurance to if anything goes wrong, they will pay, but in return take a little bit of hefty amount, which could have been given to us, and we would have given our lives to protect them. True, that is true, said mate Rumi, as Rasa also agreed to this. But A then said, our profits have been declining, and due to the rarest of the requests that are ever coming in, the shinobis are getting much more tireder than ever, because only the S rank or Jonin level shinobis are being used, or even our onbos. The rest are just useless now. True, that is something we too have been suffering of, as you two speak, said Oniki. What do you suggest? We can't just outright attack it. Our daimyos have permitted that company. And let's not forget, their pockets are also getting filled. The only person who is suffering are us and the people. I have noticed one thing. Mason, you and Rosa, you as well have been deadly quiet on this matter. You two are the, no offense, in most toughest of situations, I believe, even more so than us, right? Actually, no. You see, N.Co came to us while we were recovering after the loss, and they have purchased, surprisingly, our land and our village from the daimyo's hold. Most of the properties in the land of water are actually owned by them. You met him? Yes, and we are the ones who are also training their civilians and have been working alongside them. I I see. So everything is okay with you. Actually, a lot of investments have been made into our village that has built a lot of, well, one can say, jobs and opportunities for the shinobis. We are just happy and glad that the warring era is behind us, and now we can work towards prosperity thanks to them. So you're now growing on their given pieces like a dog. You can say all you want that, Oniki, but you're just jealous because the investments were made into my village, not into yours. What about you, Rasa? Well, that is true. We too have been approached and have agreed to some of the investments. The deals were made quite recent, and the person is quite dependable, as one might say. After the success in Kiri, we were too quite hyped out about this, and our civilians are quite looking forward to this actually. Hmm. If that is true, then maybe we should try to wait and see if the opportunity arises in front of us. Hmm. That is something we can do as well. And so the Kage summit came to an end. But as soon as it did, 1 year passed, and nothing happened. No such deals were made towards them. On the other hand, both Kirigakure and Sunagakure have prospered, as Suna was turned into well, a site that was brought with great investment. As for Mizu, it was an entertainment division site, as the investments that were brought in brought so many jobs and money that the villages were now booming, and the daimyos of the set lands were happy. But more than ever, the person behind this corporation that has been built was happy. As now we see, the Kages were scratching their heads who were not approached because they were now in a dire situation until we go towards Konoha's council chamber where we see council was arguing that their funds are being cut by the daimyo again and again and again because of the rarest amount of missions that were coming to them now. We have to do something, Hiruzen. This situation is getting worse. One of these days we might end up being completely dead or broke. How are we gonna survive this? The daimyo might abandon us this way. You don't think that I'm trying anything? This corporation, whoever it is, we're hoping that it might send us letter, but it has been a year. Suna and Kiri are reaping the benefits while we are just suffering. Something is seriously wrong. As that is when Ananbu arrived. Hokage-sama, a delegate from the Land of Fire has arrived from Daimyo-sama directly. What is it? Greetings, Hokage-sama, esteemed council. The daimyo has called for a party, an eventful party that has been held, and most of the daimyos and important figures and the other kages will be there. Will the corporation's CEO or the person in charge of it will be there as well? Yes. Why? Well, I will accept this letter, then I will meet him there. What are you trying to do, Hiruzen? Asked Danzo. I'm gonna confront him. You're gonna threaten him? A little bit, because he doesn't want Konoha, the strongest nation, on his bad side. I'm gonna make him aware of that, and then he will have no choice. My oh my, Hiruzen. Going all out, huh? Unfortunately, this is the only choice we have. I can't do anything aside from this. We have to do this in order to survive. Survival of the fittest always happened in the shinobi world. As now we see, finally the day came when the party was being held at Daimyo and they were invited. As soon as they all arrived there, they saw that how the lavish party was. And not only that, they also saw on their way into the Land of Fire the newly built tower that was there. Almost taller than the building of the daimyo himself. As they were told that it was the home and office building of the CEO of N Corporation. As now we see, after arriving there, Hiruzen and his delegation, which was consisted of, well, Jiraiya, as well as Danzo, Homura, and Koharu, were quite shocked to see just how lavish the party was. While they were enjoying themselves, Hiruzen and Danzo were trying their best to mingle and to see who this person was, until the daimyo himself, alongside the others, flocked towards a person who was standing there. As Hiruzen arrived there to see a 15-year-old Naruto Uzumaki, wearing a black tuxedo, and a bright smile on his face. As Hiruzen's eyes widened, Naruto. It's been a long time, Hiruzen-sama. How have you been? Good, I believe. Yeah. How have you been, son? I am fine. Mr. N, please come this way. I would like you to introduce you to Princess Kyoki from Snow Country. Ah, I believe we have met, have we not? Said Naruto as he was handed over a glass of champagne, as the others were also holding on to them. As that is when we see Naruto said, I believe I have a other appointment at the moment. Nice meeting you, please do enjoy the party. As after that Naruto made his way out, until the daimyo then said, Ah, Hiruzen, you made your way here. Ah, greetings, daimyo-sama. I'm sorry I was not able to greet you. But I have a question. Who is that child? Ah, you've forgotten already, that's Naruto. I know about that, but why is he here? Oh, well, you see, he's the one who holded this party and needed a good wide place, so I thought, why not mine? The kid has been a good business partner and a friend of my family. Wait, really? Wow, I did not think of that. Well, the kid did show bright, well, learning skills when it came to business. He is actually, in fact, the owner of the N-Dot Corporation. Wait, so Naruto is the... Of course, and is the initial of his name. I see. So it's Naruto. Naruto is the one behind this. Wait, if he's the one, then... As that is when we see Hiruzen with a determined look on his face then arrived in front of Naruto to confront him. Naruto, we need to speak. Alright? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. As now we see, Naruto then went to the balcony where Hiruzen was. What is it you want to speak about, Hokage-san? It's you're the person behind. Yes, and corporation is actually something that I have built over the course of years. But you're 15. So what? I asked you a question. Remember? Back then, when you brought me to that rundown apartment, that only the elites are the one who are respected, either through fear or through power. And at that moment I decided I want that. Is it so bad that I had it now? No, it's not. It's actually good, but why haven't you sent a letter to Konoha? Why do you think I should send it? There's nothing special about Konoha. But that's your home. So what if it is? I don't care about it. The place never did care for me. I was orphaned, kicked out of the orphanage, survived for a few months on the streets, learned a few things, and then you came along and, well, tried to win me over with your words, but when you saw that I was still adamant on asking about those rich people, you tried to shush me, and then threw me into that rundown apartment on the red light district. You wanted me to live as a slave to that nation, a slave to that post that you also held dear. Your father held that post dear. Once he found out what that post did to his family and to me, he was glad that he's dead because otherwise he would have thrown that position away. As now we see, Hiruzen then said, Naruto, you don't want Konoha as your enemy. As Naruto then said, you're mistaken. It is me who you don't want as your enemy, or Konoha doesn't want me as your enemy. For you see, I still hold the trump card. As Naruto's eyes then turned red with slits in them. Hiruzen, said a deep grumbling voice, as Hiruzen was taken aback. As that is when Naruto then said it, his eyes turning blue. Now enjoy the party, and be on your way. Oh, and make sure you're not mistaken. I don't give threats. I make sure I'll take actions. And once I start, I will see that it is finished, no matter how much you plead. I will run that village down if it tries to mess with me and the legacy I have built. What about your parents? Think about their legacy. Their legacy is that I step out of the shadows and make a name for myself, something that I have achieved, Hiruzen Sarutobi. I'm not a person who lives in the shadow of his sensei, trying to fill his shoes as the communist shinobi. I'm a person who created my own destiny, like Hashirama himself. With that being said, Naruto left. As after that we see Konoha shinobis then return back. As soon as they did, the council was pretty much shocked when they found out who the person was and what he said to Hiruzen. He needs to pay, said Danzo. And so, behind Hiruzen's back, he and Jiraiya planned something. And once they did, they kidnapped Naruto successfully, as Naruto was brought into Konoha. But the person that woke up was not Naruto. It was Kyuubi. And what followed suit was what the village also desired. The Kyuubi attack. But this time around, the Jinchuriki was already there. They don't have someone to seal him into. They can't. They were fearful. They wanted to live. The only man with the balls that was Minato Namikaze had already done the job. But they all couldn't. And so, within a single day, the whole village was turned upside down. The once filled land was now nothing more than a barren ghost town that has been abandoned. The shrieks and screams of horror still echoing through the winds there. As now we see Naruto standing there, in his black tuxedo, as his red eyes then turn into blue, without a single drop of blood, as he tied his necktie. Well, that takes care of it. Thanks, as usual, Kurama. Nothing to worry about, kid. How about we head back? There are a lot of other things that we need to discuss, especially about that hot steam bath. You old fox, you really love that hot steam bath, huh? Of course, I want it to be at my name, because I would love to go there and rest. And the pudding that the girl made, we should really hire her. Who? Fu? Yeah, Fu from Taki. The Seven Tails Jinchuriki. She makes quite a lot of good pudding. After a hot bath, it certainly would be a great dessert. Alright then. Consider herself hired. Good. Now let us return. As Naruto began to walk away, not even considering what he has done, which was to destroy his own homeland that once looked down on him, but also gave him the lesson to become the elite. But they forgot about one thing about Naruto. He may have become an elite who doesn't touch a kunai, but he has been trained by his own parents, who were the most lethal shinobis and konoichis ever. And plus, he also held the strongest biju within him, being its Jinchuriki and being good terms with it, acting like its own personal bodyguard. And that is why you don't mess with someone who consists of these people and is quite an elite. Naruto made sure to make an example out of them, and after that, nobody from Kumo or Iwa tried, because if Konoha, the strongest they considered out of them, was destroyed within a single day, they could be next, and it might even take a less of a time to destroy them. But Kiri and Suna, they begin to prosper and prosper greatly. And finally, Naruto's final project, the Uzushio Resorts, then came into view. As hugely displayed proudly by the Uzumaki symbol, the Uzushio Gakure was resurrected as a resort town, a nation, where the elites would gather alongside the others to relax and enjoy themselves. All the while Naruto and the others became so richer that Naruto became the one who was on the top of the elite lists, all the while relaxing. As Kyubi, who was now able to walk out of Naruto's seal because, Naruto himself, but still being bound to him so that he couldn't kill him, was relaxing in the hot steaming bath while also enjoying the fifth pudding that was given to him by Fu. Naruto-sama, Kurama-sama, is there anything else you need? Nothing. At the time, Fu. Please do enjoy. Oh, Fu, be a dear and bring me 10 more puddings. You gluttonous fox, how many are you gonna eat? Oh, shut up, brat. I'll eat as many as I want. Not like you can stop me. Of course I can't. Go ahead and enjoy that, Kurama. You deserve it, partner. So do you, kid. So do you. As this is where I'm going to be leaving this story off, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel if you like the content of this channel. And yeah, I know it's quite a civilian-centric story, but yeah, I wanted to make something like this because I've been reading mangas like these. I don't know why. A lot of mangas are like these days, but yeah, because of that I'm reading, I want to make Naruto into that scenario, so I did. I hope you enjoyed this one anyways, and if you did, then make sure you leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for a story on Meta What If as well, as this is Apollo Uchiha, and I'm signing off for the day. Peace!